Welcome to Dad's Book Reviews. I'm Kevin,
I'm Don.
and should we have some books?
We do have some books this month.
How many?
4 of them.
4 of them again. Okay.
They're all 10s.
Oh, that's good news.
The first one is Sponsored Apocalypse
Okay.
by Blaze Corvin. It's a apocalypse LitRPG fantasy book. And there are only 2 books in the series so far, so it just gets going and suddenly you have to wait for the next book, which is coming out supposedly soon. The books are 372 pages long. The protagonist is Miles Lindstrom. He's received a quest 2 years ago telling him to prepare for the apocalypse. A window appeared in his vision, telling him that there was going to be an apocalypse and it was 2 years away, and then a countdown timer. And that's all the information he's given. No information on what it's going to be, how it's going to proceed. And he's tried to think of every possible way to prepare for this apocalypse. He's moved to rural Georgia. He's maxed out his credit card buying guns and piles of ammunition and everything sharp that he could find. Swords, spears, glaives, naginatas, whatever else he can get his hands on. He's got camping equipment, survival equipment, fire starters. He's taken classes on martial arts and survival and done everything he can think of to prepare for this apocalypse. And everything he has bought is sitting in his living room with him as the countdown timer counts down to 0. Part of him was hoping that this was just some kind of a hoax, and that when it reached 0, it say, surprise, there's no problem. It doesn't work out that way, because when the countdown finally stops, what happens is nothing like he could imagine. Miles prepared for almost any scenario he could think of, but a world full of monsters wasn't one of them. To make it worse, just as it's starting, all of his equipment that's piled around him just poof, disappears. It's gone. And there is a cyclops that's in their neighborhood destroying home after home. And he runs out and finds that there was a glaive that he hadn't brought in to the living room yet in the garage. And he gets that and heads out the back door just as the cyclops tears off the front of his house. And he runs into the forest only to find that there are goblins there that immediately attack him and want to eat him. Life has just become very dangerous for him. And it's not like he can get away from it. He has to fight or die. He has to become stronger, or he and all humanity are going to be swept away on Earth. Nothing left but these roving bands of monsters. And what's worse, he finds out that it's going to get worse. The monsters are going to get harder and harder to deal with. This was an exciting story. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was well told about a reclusive young introvert as he struggles to come to terms with a disaster that's befallen Earth. He's going to need help to survive. But the trouble is, he's asocial. He doesn't like people. He doesn't get along with them. He doesn't understand them. And he's just not very good with people. He doesn't trust them. But unless he figures out how to communicate with them and get along with them, he's going to be toast, because he really needs them to help with this mess that the world is suddenly in. I gave it a 10. It's excellent. HV, violent incidents of high intensity. There's some people on people violence, but it's not as graphic as the people on monsters violence. There's one or more character that tend to use hard profanity, so I gave it a D. And PG for sexual violence, suggested but not done by goblins. Age teen.
Okay. So had he put all the stuff in the garage instead of his living room, it would have stayed?
We don't know. He had you'd take it into his garage, you'd unload it and put it in the living room, and somehow this glaive got left in the garage. It's the only thing he has left. It's a, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I've got to do this type of book.
And is he key to humanity's survival, or is he just another member of this
He's
group?
just one of several that were warned that this is coming.
Okay.
But, whether he did nothing because he was afraid of what people would say or the reaction people would have to, there's an apocalypse coming, I don't know. All he did was prepare himself, and all that preparation mostly went down the drain in the first minute. Anyway, I recommend it. It's good.
Sounds good. All right, well, that's all we have for this month. You can go to dadsbookreviews.com if you want to just look up what we've already released, and then hopefully you found something you wanted to read.
Happy reading.